Hello, Stampers. How are you guys? I am Jennifer Kirk. Oh, my desk is falling apart on me. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Guelph, Ontario, and we are going to make this super cute card. Don't you love it? Oh, it's so easy. And you know what? I'm going to show you a technique of how to get the reverse. So if you look at the stamp set, the deer is only going in one direction. So I'm going to show you how you can get the reverse image for stamping. So that's kind of cool. We're going to do that tonight. So just give me one moment. I am just getting set up on my iPad, I hope, if it's going to work. Let's just see if I am there. Give me one moment. Hey Linda, hi Debbie, how are you guys? Hope you're well, hope you're having an awesome night. Just let me get organized here. All right, so I don't know if you guys recognize this paper. This paper is from Saleabration, which is on right now. So Saleabration is a limited time event that when you purchase from Stampin' Up! In Canada, it's $60 before taxes and before shipping. You get to pick something from the Saleabration brochure that is free. And this paper is, this DSP here, is free in this Saleabration brochure. So I'm going to show you really quickly the paper, and then we'll get stamping. Hey Martine, you made it this week live. I've seen that you've been watching the replays lately, so welcome back. Okay, so this paper, it's called the, oh my goodness, what is it called? It is called Peaceful Prints. I almost said pattern. Peaceful Prints. And it is a Saleabration item, so it comes in the kind of the traditional, look at this, isn't this gorgeous? Real red, garden green, Sahara sand, and look, see these deers? These deer actually coordinate with the punch that comes with the bundle. So you can actually punch these deer out, the ones that are going in this direction. There is a way to punch the ones going opposite, which I can show you in a different video. We won't be doing that tonight. But look at how cute this is. And then if you flip it over, love, love, love. Love this too. We're going to be using this one tonight. Some nice polka dots. So really nice, cute paper. You get 2 sheets of each design. And the best part is it's free. Free, free, free. All right. So let me put this out of the way. So again, we're going to make this card. Yeah, let's get started. So what do we need? We need the Peaceful Deer bundle, and I have a glue dot on my stamp set, or on my punch. How gross is that? All right, so we need the bundle, okay? We need the cardstock and the measurements. I will put on my blog after, okay? And on the Facebook video. I do need to walk the dogs, so it will be a little bit later than normal. I won't get the video updated with the measurements right away, but I will do it, I promise. So we need, for our card base, we just need a normal piece of 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So it's 8.5 by 5.5. And we are going to score that in the middle at 4 1/4. And I should have my bone folder, but you know, I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I was late working tonight, so I didn't get to walk the dog before my video. So we're gonna have to walk him after. And you know what? I have to cut the DSP because I didn't get that done. That is not normal for me. All right, so let's come in, and we need a piece of DSP. So I am positive I cut that earlier. Oh well, we'll just cut it again. When I find what I cut before, then we will go for it. So for this pattern here, we need a piece that is 4, let me just measure it and make sure. It is, yeah, 4 3/8 by 3 3/8. So 4 3/8 by 3 3/8. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3. So I'm just gonna cut it this way, and then 3 3/8. That's 1, 2, 3. I really have to get to the optometrist. I cannot see if my life depended on it right now, which is not good. So hopefully I am cutting these straight. All right, and then the next one that we want is this really cute deer pattern, and this is for the back. So this one is 5 1/4 by 4, and I do want the deer going lengthwise, so I do want it, this is a directional paper, so you do need to make sure you're cutting it in the right way. And I want this at 4. All right, crisis averted. There we are. So now all we're gonna do is we can glue this down. So let's get this out of the way so I don't lose it, because you know me and losing things. Isn't this beautiful too? We could put that side on. Uh-oh. Hopefully you guys can't hear my dogs. They're upstairs playing. They're anxiously waiting for their walk in the forest, so they're gonna be noisy, I think. Normally we're done by now. Hey Christina, how are you? Do the optometrist before September 1st. I hear you, Linda. And I also have to get my hair cut. I haven't had my hair cut in almost 2 years now because of COVID. So I have to get that done as well. All right. So we need a piece of real red cardstock. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's not going to fit. Okay, I need another piece of real red cardstock. I am just going to town today. This should fit. Did I measure this wrong? Oh my goodness. I did. I measured this wrong. What did I just say about not being able to see? 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's my excuse. I'm sticking by it. It's my eyes. It's not that I'm, perfect. All right. It's not that I'm working way too many hours and not knowing what my name is half the time. That's the real reason, but okay, so we're gonna glue that together. Now what we're gonna do is we're just going to, I can glue these on, and that way I only have one piece of paper to lose, not 2. And actually I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to just let that dry. We'll just turn that over, because I want to try something, and I want to try it after I have the rest of the card done. So we'll just put that over to the side. Just remind me that I put it to the side. Okay. So now what we've done is I took, this is from the, what stamp set or die set is this? This is the seasonal swirl dies. It's really cute. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of wreaths and then little decorations that can go on the wreaths. So I use that for this background here. And because, well, you guys know me and glue, I make a mess. So I actually put it on an adhesive sheet just to make it easier. So I put it on the adhesive sheet and die cut it so I don't have to bring my big shot in. So let me just pull that off without ripping it. And this is garbage. And we're just going to pull this one out very carefully. So the adhesive is on the back. I do want to poke out some of these little guys. I should have my take a pick tool, but this is handy. I'll just take out all these little pieces. So is it raining out there yet? I haven't been outside. Hopefully it's not as hot as yesterday. Did you guys get out yesterday? Oh my goodness, it was so hot. All right. The one thing that we are going to do is we're going to add some Wink of Stella to this, just to give it a little bit of bling. So really, all you do is paint it on. Stuff I love. I go through so much of this. You just keep shaking it. It just gives it a little glamour, a little bit of bling, without being overpowering. So bear with me. Oh, the dogs went quiet. Hopefully, hopefully that doesn't mean that they're into something. The puppy has learned how to open up the garbage bins. So we now have like a water jug and juice on top of the bins, and he still gets into it. So we've got to go shopping this weekend and find an alternative, a puppy-proof garbage system. For those of you that don't live in Guelph, Guelph separates our garbage with compost. So he just loves the compost bin. All right, we're almost all the way around. So can you guys see that? It just adds a cute little glimmer. I don't know if you can see that. My video is way behind, so hopefully you can. All right, so that's the Wink of Stella. So the next thing that we want to do is we cut out, I did this already, but I cut out a circle, which is about 2 3/8 from the layering squares. Okay, if you have a punch, you can do that. And we're going to stamp some of the trees. So because this is a photopolymer stamp set, we do want to put a little bit of cushioning underneath, just so that we get a nice print. Okay, so I'm going to stamp these. I'm going to use soft succulent. You could, if you want it to be a vibrant background, I just have it very subtle in the back. If you wanted it to stand out more, you could do a darker green, but I'm just going to do this light green. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it up close, and then I'm going to stamp it in the back, maybe. And you can just see it gives you a little bit of depth to it. And you do want them to be different sizes. Okay. I'm going to come back up here and fill in that spot. I don't know if you can see the in real life, you can see the backdrop, but it might be too light to pick up on video. So it just gives you, by doing that, by stamping behind it, it just gives you a little bit of extra depth. Okay, this will be mostly hidden anyway. No rain yet, but is it gonna rain, Linda, do you think? I think it needs to. It's so humid. So humid. Okay. So that's the one thing. Now we're getting into the fun stuff, and that is the deer. So I'm going to bring out the deer. I'm going to move this away. And I have some scrap paper here. Actually, this is not the scrap. This is the inside of my card. So I have scrap paper, and what we're going to do, I'll stamp the first one first, and I'm using Memento because I am going to color these with blends. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the first one, and this is the one that is the right direction for the punch. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get the reflection, which is opposite. So I'm going to bring in my silicone sheet here, make sure that it's on my mat, and I'm going to ink up. Can you guys see this? Hopefully I'm not off. Let me move my mat up a little bit. Okay, so all we do is ink up. Okay, we actually stamp right on the silicone mat, so you get an image there, and then you take your paper and you lie it down. You don't want to smudge it, you just want to place it straight down, transfer the ink onto the paper, cross your fingers, and voila, we got the opposite deer. I smudged it a little bit, but we'll go with it. That's okay. And then you just want to clean this off. I'm going to do it with my fingers because I have nothing here, so that it doesn't stay. and then you're ready to go. Isn't that cool? So any stamp you can do a reverse of by using that technique. It also works on window sheets as well. All right, so now we are going to color. I should have colored one before so you guys don't have to watch me. I won't blend or anything. He got his leg cut off. Uh-oh, he's injured. So how many of you guys have taken advantage of Saleabration? There is some beautiful, beautiful stuff in Saleabration. It only goes, this is the first time that we've had it at this time of year. We're calling it Saleabration 2.0. Normally it's in January. We had it in January, and but it only lasted for 2 months in January instead of 3, but we're having 2 months now. So it goes for August and September, and it's different offerings than the first one, so it's really, I love them. Okay, and I'm going to do this one darker, just because, you know, just because. Not till 10-ish. Okay, so I'll be back with the dogs by then. They don't care if it's raining. They love, well, the little one loves the rain, so we have to go anyway. All right, I'm going to turn it to the big nib because then I can color faster. And I have one more trick to show you, and that's how to use the punch on this guy. So you could fussy cut, and probably with the way my night is going, I should probably fussy cut. So fussy cutting is just using scissors. But I'm going to be brave and attempt to show you a reverse punch as well as a reverse stamp. It is really easy. It's just, you know, I'm a little bit brain dead at this time of night these days. Okay, we're almost done. I should have had this one colored beforehand. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. This looks like the kindergarten colored it. All right, let's try and hide some of these lines. All right, there we go. So we have a dark deer and a light deer. So I'm going to do the easy one first, and I'm going to cut out the one that matches with the punch. So I'm just going to line it up, just like this, and punch them out. There we go. Easy peasy. Now, you can see this one doesn't fit, right? So there's 2 different ways that we can do this, if I can find my stamp set. One way, which I am not very good at, is you make a template. So I made a template out of vellum, and I line it up just like this. Okay. And then you can try, let me see, I can't even get my template lined up, to turn them over and then line up your punch this way, okay? The other way you can do it is to turn it over and draw the outline with pencil, or you can just hold this up to the light, and the blends make it easy because you can see the outline, and just draw it with a pencil that way. So I am going to draw it with a pencil this way. So I'm just going to, actually I don't even need to do that. Let's see how accurate I can get it, because the blends bleed through, so that I might be cutting off a foot, but we'll see, because I can't see his tail. There's his tail. Okay, are we ready? Does that look lined up? Wish me luck. We will see. It's the legs that are the tricky part. Okay, ready? Cross fingers. He worked. He's perfect. So that's as easy as it is. And that's all you need to do. And now we've got 2 deer. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to put my little template back in my stamp set so I don't lose it, because I do use it quite often. Okay, and then the other thing that I want to do is I'm going to take some real red, and I'm going to do this. There's this little wreath that can go around the deer's neck. You do need to fussy cut this out. It doesn't come out with the die. So I'm just going to stamp that. I'm not watching comments. I'm sorry. I'm so enthralled with my stamping that I'm concentrating. I need to concentrate so I don't mess up. Okay, and get ink everywhere. So I'm just going to cut that out. So bear with me. I'll do it really quick. You guys would do this a little bit neater than me, but you know, we are just gonna. It's really cute. It's like, and if you have the markers, you could do the holly in green and the bow in red. So you would just color directly onto your stamp with your markers. So not with your with these markers, with Stampin' Right markers. You can color right on. Oops. You can color right on your stamp, so you can have multiple colors on a stamp. Just remember, if you do that, to make sure that after you finish coloring and before you apply it to the paper, that you give it a little huff so that you have some moisture put back on so that it stamps nice. All right, cute. So do you see how this goes? We just hook it in around her neck and attach it. So I didn't cut it right, but see, I can just hook right in there, or you can just glue it right on. Cute. My fingers are in the way. So let's attach that down. I'm going to use a little bit of glue so I have some wiggle room to attach it down. You don't need a lot of glue. I just put too much, so it's going to make a big mess. So don't do as I do. All right, and we're going to hook it around and stick it down. There we go. There's one deer. So the only thing that we have left now is some antlers. So let me clean off my stamp. We're almost done, guys. Hi, Amy. How are you? You're from Alberta, eh? A friend of mine's out there right now working. Well, she just went out for some field work. Okay. I gotta find this. So there are stamps that you could stamp and just fussy cut, or you can stamp and die cut. I am going to just die cut in, this is Crumb Cake. Hope I don't lose them. There we go. We have 2 antlers. So let me move this over. And then I'm just going to take some soft suede, and I just want to make a little bit of fuzz on these guys. I have stuff everywhere. So I just have my sponge dauber and soft suede, and I'm just going to add a little bit of texture around the outside, and I'm getting it all over my fingers. So I will now have a soft suede card. All right. So you could do this with a blending brush or a sponge if you don't have daubers. I just find it easier on a small area to use the daubers. All right, now bring in our trusty little glue dots and my take a pick tool, and I'm going to scrunch up these glue dots and just stick them on the back of the head. So I'm going to put one here, and I am going to put another one here. And I got to figure out which way the antlers go. So this guy can go this way. And this one can come out here. Cute. So we're almost done. Hey Sandy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. So now we're ready to put the card together. I guess, you know what, while I have the stuff out, although I think I've lost it now, my label, where did my label go? Here it is. Let's just finish our stamping, and then I can put all the ink away so I don't make a big mess. So I'm just going to use Merry Christmas. I'm going to stick it close to the end here. Hopefully it's straight. And so I keep all my scraps when you're cutting just regular paper because they're perfect for labels. So this is just a piece of scrap. Okay, now I normally use a punch for this, but I didn't get it out, so I'm going to make a really crooked banner end. So all I did was put a slot in the middle, which I hoped was the middle. It's a little bit off the middle, but it's okay. And then I just brought it in equal distance to the center, and that's it. So if you don't have a punch, I use a punch because I'm hopeless with circles. All right, so now, is this dry? This isn't quite dry. I want your opinion on something. So let me just trim this. Let me trim it. I'm not sure. This paper is from Saleabration, so this is another free paper. And I want to see whether you like it with or without. Is it too blingy with it? Or does it work? What's your thoughts? Does it just add a little bling? Or does it add too much distraction? Let me know in the comments. Which one? With the bling or without? I actually kind of like it with the bling, maybe. Let me put them side by side so you guys can see them together. With for sure. So that's one. With two. Okay, we're doing it with. I think I agree with you. I was a little nervous about it. That's why I cut it, but now we have to hope I can get this off. There we go. So all I'm going to do to stick this down is I'm going to put, you can see I was going to glue it before and then I forgot. I wanted to try it. I'm just going to put a little bit of my stamp and seal down here. You can use normal glue on it. That's fine. And then I just want to line it up so that it's equal hanging off. Hopefully that's good. I'm not going to press down. Nope, see, I'm crooked. Until I'm equal. There we go. I think that looks good. So now I'm going to press down and we can glue this to the card front. We're almost done, guys. Almost there. Oops. That'll be me. I'll lose the deer right at the end. Okay, so we want to center this. Now you could pop some of this up. I'm gonna pop up the deer. I do want to make sure the circle is kind of centered. Okay, so I'm going to put this circle down, glue it down, stick it in. Okay, and then remember I told you I'd put the adhesive sheets on this just to make it easier. So now I just have to try and peel it, which is not easy with my fingernails. Oh, this is probably the hardest part of the card. All right, put that in the rubbish. So it is sticky, so you want to try not to put your fingers in it too much because then your fingers will get all sticky. And we're just going to center it on. Almost there. So if you like this card and you want to make it, this is one of the cards that I'm offering in my next class. So make sure that you check out my blog for registration information. Okay, so I'm gonna pop these guys up. So let's put some dimensionals on here. can't remember the exact date, but I think registration is until the 23rd maybe of August for this class. So, yeah, it'll be fun. This is one of the cards, so you'll be able to make this card along with me. Okay, we're gonna stick him up like this, and we're gonna stick her up. I guess that's not politically correct anymore. Just like that. Hopefully they're centered. Hopefully my head's not in your way. With the bling, eh, Martin? Okay, unanimous. Everybody likes it with the bling. This paper scares me. It's beautiful, but it is so bright. So that is another celebration item. Again, $60 purchase before tax and shipping, and you can choose this as one of your free items. You can see how I saw a gorgeous card where somebody just tied a ribbon like it was a gift and put a tag on it, and it was just breathtaking. But this is the first time I've tried it because I've been intimidated by it because it is really loud. It's really blingy. Is that a word? Blingy? I need that blingy paper. Wow. Put in an order, Sandy. All right. And then we're just going to stick that here. So this took a little bit longer tonight, so I won't do the inside of the card, but you could, you know, you could put another stamp like that. You could just do a deer with oh what fun, or there's lots of sentiments that you can use that come with this set. So this set is perfect for people that don't have, well, it's perfect for everybody. I love it. I've been using it nonstop. But if you don't have a Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, you don't need it because you've got the punch to go with it. So it's awesome. I love it. And they're so cute. All right. So it does make the difference, doesn't it? Just one little change and it makes a totally different card. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. You saw the penguin card with the razzle dazzle bling as a dress. I did too, and a little bow tie. Wasn't that adorable? Oh, that was cute too. All right, so I gotta go walk the dogs. They're going rangy. So I will update this post with the measurements when I get back from the dog walk. So it will be later tonight. And hey, Laurel, how are you? And I hope you guys enjoyed stamping with me tonight, and I look forward to stamping with you next Wednesday. So have an awesome week. And if you have any questions about celebration, if you have any questions about joining our Stamping Inspiration team, this is an awesome time to join right now during celebration, because you get a choice of a free bundle with your starter kit, which is already an absolutely amazing deal. And yes, the deer set is one of the bundles that you could choose for free with your starter kit. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And otherwise, have an amazing night, and we will see you next week. Bye for now.